Mic check, 1 2 1 2. All praise to the great spirit, the creator, the God maker, the always was, is, and ever shall be. It's your little brother. Yeah. Y'all see the title, man. You know what I mean? The unseen inspiration is supposed to say on mortals. No, it is what it is. Unseen inspiration of mortals. We about to get it in. Y'all book of judgment part 10. Shout out to the haters, job jackers, and naysayers. Yeah. We love y'all too, little brother. And y'all hit that like button, share button. Anybody that's in, heard in the chat. I ain't get a chance to share it. Heard in the chat, anybody in the street, you know what I mean? Let them know we still cooking. We pitching to them boys, strike out. Start and finish strong, baby. Get out there, everybody in the chat, man. Love, life, balance. You know what I mean? From one son of the creator to plenty of brothers and sisters, siblings, sons and daughters of the creator. Much love and light. Love and light to all my siblings, man. My brothers and sisters. I see y'all in the building. Y'all dropping vortex in the chat. Everybody drop some vortex in the chat, man. Let's go ahead and cook a little taste. I see we working with. I see my brother Karam in the building, Hezekiah the Nazarene in the building. That's my brother right there. And I'm fired the past 48 hours. Brother, like, hold on. Oh, man. Yeah, there it is. Sister Rain in the building, loving like this. You already know Nazarene, same faith as my brother. Cheating is key. The fire starters in the building. I got two sisters in her that love to pull up and start stuff. We got Chief. Yaffa. These right here will start up. dust storm. put some sand in a vortex and pull up. Yeah, what y'all tripping? Gotta go put some fires out with these slippers, man. They don't be playing. Nothing like man. Y'all know what's happening. This your little brother. Little brother. Alright. Yeah, y'all hit that like button, share button, subscribe button. All that good stuff in between. Y'all know how we do. Still cooking. Still bombing. Well, hey, we got the misfits scrambling though. Everybody's scrambling. Stay away from CGG, damn it. Man, hey, I know. It like me too much. It like me too much. I'm telling you. Everybody's short-circuiting. Yeah, it's a lot going on. It's a lot going on, man. But the Creator is truly, truly marvelous. And what we ain't gonna do is complain about it. You know what I mean? We just gonna go hard. We just gonna stir opposition right in the mud. You feel me? Easy money. How y'all doing today in the building? I see y'all in the building. I see y'all pulling on up. Pulling on up. All right, man. Dang. I don't know. I'm starting to see Nick Rose act weird out here, man. I think the light too much. Well, too much light. Y'all know when you read when the Ethereans pull up, they be having to dim they light a little takes. The light be too much for niggas, man. Niggas be damn near ready to melt. You know what I mean? Out here low running. And then the responses be just so like, bro, that's the best you got on that bag. Come on, man. Yeah. It's a different. It's just a different light. You know what I mean? You got everybody acting like they ain't heard a bomb, see it, or smell it go off. Like y'all, everything is in shambles right now. I don't know if y'all like kind of like tripping, but the conscious community, the spiritual community, everything is in shambles right now. Everything. And what's being exposed is there's no system in order nowhere else. How is it let everything be done decently and in order, but when it comes down to the system in order of how things work, how creation works, hell, even how death works, crickets. Man, the responses, man, I'm telling you, and the only conclusion I can come to is these niggas scared. This nigga scared. What movie was that? Bro was like, this nigga scared. All I could look, y'all, there ain't even no other conclusion I can come up with. Niggas is scared of that light, boy. Man, oh man. Here y'all come kicking the hornet's nest. You know, making a distinction between the creator and the gods and the lords and the saviors. And you over here to let jokers know what real resurrection is. And you got to change your diet. And you over here showing people how to prophesy. You learning the cycles, and it's just listen to me. You rites and ceremonies and covenants and how to build kingdoms. And look, listen to me, y'all. It's only conclusion I come up with is these niggas scared. See, it's a whole different game when spirit hits spirit. Game over. And you niggas may be tough, you know. Niggas may be buff and tough, and you know, you may bust your gun in the streets, and you know, you may be an apologetic, or you know what I mean, somebody who like to go around and have debates like a Charlie Kirk or whatever. See, all that's fine and dandy. All that's, you know, you did. But when we get to talk about spirit matters, When spirit hit, when your spirit gets jarred awake, man, look, that don't feel too good because look, what if you've been wasting your time spiritually all this time? What if you just been chasing your tail, spinning your tires in the mud, all while thinking you advancing? I say, boy, hey, I'm just talking about the plot is real. It did, but the creator is even more. That's what I'm saying. Like it all proves that creator, the reality of creator. That's all it proves. That's all it proves. You dig? You got Israelites getting ran down on by Christians now. They not doing no drive-bys. They walking you down. Yeah, y'all don't feel the shift? There's been a shift. You dig? But even those that fancy themselves as our enemies, you know, they saying creator now. I heard a big brother, they say creator, and he don't even like us. I say, dang, boy, this is yeah. You know the proverbial saying, you can't unring the bell. Man, once you look, man, once creator breathe on God. Once you understand what it, man, look, you can't even unsee that or unfeel it. It's just what it is. You dig? And if trust me, y'all, if they had something more powerful, more greater, they'd have been outside busting. See, it's a total different game when spirit hits spirit. When spirit hits spirit, when you get jarred awake. Because look, you become who you worship. Spend all your time doing these rites and ceremonies, pouring over the same portions and Torah portions and same daily bread pamphlets if you go to church, and you keep hitting it, and you feel deep in your spirit you didn't hit the ceiling spiritually. Like I ain't moving nowhere. This is where I'm at. This is where, you know what I mean, it top out. They gotta raise the debt ceiling for me to even advance some more. Yeah, it get real. You know what I mean? So when again, y'all, when spirit hits spirit, I done seen, listen to me, I done seen the hardest niggas unarm themselves. Man, I feel it. Over here talking to the bros and all that, man. Hold on, man. I feel like I'm disrespecting God. I said, oh yeah, bro. Nigga upped off his hip. You hear me? Yeah, I'm talking about ejected the stick out that deal, yanked around out the head, laid his strap, clip, and extra round on the floor and said, bro, I'm so sorry, man. I felt like I was disrespecting God. And when I tell you I ain't stud up, batter eye, nothing, he was like, man, what kind of nigga is this? He ain't even pause. Nah, because I understand one thing. When spirit hits spirit, it's a different ball game. You could be hard according to the flesh and all that. Yeah, you bust your gun, nigga. All right, what up? Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, okay, little pastor, Bishop T.D. Jakes or whatever. Yeah, you got mega churches and all that. Yeah, okay. You dig? But when we get to talking about this real ism, when we get to talking about this faithism, when we get to talking about this creative game stuff, bro, everything is off the table at that point. You understand? Remember this, you the authority in the room. When the conversation turned to spirituality, if there's a CGG or a faithist around, listen to me. You're the authority at that moment. You're the authority in the room. And what I'm finding, the only conclusion I can wrap my mind around is this: these niggas scared. These niggas scared. What movie is that? When he was like, this nigga scared. I forgot what movie that was, man. But that man had me hollering. I said, these niggas scared. Yeah, that light, boy. And then when you get this, you know, you like, look, bro, I'm just giving it away. Here. Bomb after bomb after bomb after bomb. Like, and look, there's no response behind none of this. There's no response. There's no in-depth presentation and rebuttal of what the gang and, you know, and the faith has been bringing out all these years, man. There's never a rebuttal. Nick Rose would rather hide in the corner or act like they don't see that big ass elephant over there, or act like they didn't see her and smell that light bomb go off. You mean to tell me you rather ignore the truth because it's too bright, it's too powerful? And the only conclusion I can come up with is these niggas scared. And I get it now. I get it. Keep your scary ass on over there. We don't deal with cowards. Gray don't deal with cowards. These Ethereum angels pull up. I'm talking about on flame. They gonna blind you when they pull up. They can turn the light down. Dang. You feel me? There's nothing but love and light, man. But look, just going, just examining. I'm starting to examine more. Whoever we call the conscious community or those who fancy themselves as into spirituality and all that. Man, the observations is off the chain. Yeah, word been out about you, brothers and sisters. Word been out. Listen to me. There's a worldwide consensus or community-wide consensus to ignore us. I just peeped it. You got to ignore them niggas. Because look, we pull up and the conversation go that way. They're no longer hollering at none of y'all about nothing. Not when it comes to spiritual matters. Not when that ain't happening. I see everybody in the chat, man. Thumbs up. You know what I mean? Like button. All that good stuff in between, man. I see my brother Just Me, Buzz Lightyear in the building. It's my brother right there, man. My brother Jaway is in the building. What's the word, Jaway? Where you trucking at today, out? May the favor of the Creator remain with thou. We got my brother Bishop XFG Keezy, all Daisy, baby. Number love and light to the fan, man. Nazarene is seen fake this. Ooh, they scared of that title, boy. I'm pretty sure when you pop up, they get the low running. That's some titles I have. Nazarene as seen fake this. Listen to me, the most advanced elder in the Orthodox community couldn't even deal with you. They probably get the low running when they see you. My brother Prince Judah Vaughn is in the building, my beloved brethren. Love, light, balance, all that good stuff in between. We got my sister Rain 24/7. What my bro say, what you say, boy? You say realism is faithism, create a gang in this thing. You already know. Y'all like, subscribe, share to my brother. Man, he be dropping his vids too. Like, subscribe, share, let's support one another, man. We are a community, right? My brother Eliyahu 7 is in the building. What's the word? Number love, man. Creators favors with the entire chat. We got my brother Selah Shalom TV in the building. I Speed Bible. Y'all go like, subscribe, share. That's our bro right there. The one that kicked all this off about 15, 20 years ago. They had all people foaming at the mouth, mad. Y'all go like, subscribe, and share. And go to his playlist. You dig? And go to the university. That's why I call it playlist. That's Selah Shalom University. That Prince gave him that title. You go to Selah Shalom University, man. And y'all catch up. You get a crash course on what this old watch be talking about. Go to his playlist. Catch up. You know what I mean? Gang in motion. All day. We got Soul Bender 88 in the building. Soul Bender 888 in the building. Our brother Jericho. What's the word? Love, light, balance. All that good stuff in between. We got Yahoo in the building. My bro. What's the word? Greatest favors with all y'all. What'd you say, Key? Let me out. Hey, dog. Let me out. Man, that's what's going on around here, man. Of course, my brother Hezekiah the Nazarene. Of course, Yafa, my sister Angelic in the building. My Michigan sister, stand up. I see y'all. Keon Cooper, Sister Tabitha is in the building. Kizzy is in the building. The greatest favor is truly marvelous, man. You know what I mean? That's Juice. This nigga scared. Oh, man. YouTube is Honor and Humility STL. Huh? What you mean? That's been the YouTube channel since 2012. Man, we drop stuff every week on there. Never stops. That's for all the enemies out there. Never stops. You can go to the honor and humility, go to the videos or live and just scroll. You can scroll all the way back to 2012. You know what I mean? So you see the transition too from being low vibratorial to where we at now. We up. We up. You feel me? So yeah, honor and humility STL. That's a YouTube channel. You did. Easy money. All right, let's listen to some of this. Let's cook, y'all. Let's get it. Easy money.
Jehovah is as near this day as in the time of the ancients. Put yourself in order, becoming one with him. And no book is so easily read as his created universe. Inspiration comes less by books than by what Jehovah wrote. His worlds read him and his works. Frame your speech and your thoughts for him. He will answer you in your own behavior and in the happiness of your soul. Great wisdom cannot be attained in a day, nor purity and strength to overcome temptation, till the growth is from the foundation. The fool will say, the sacred books are no more than man of his own knowledge could write. Yet he has not wisely imitated the power of the words of your God. Let him do this well, and behold, he will also declare my words are from me. Yes, he will recognize them wherever found. It is the will and wish of your God that all men become constitutionally capable of receiving and comprehending the highest life, and that they shall no longer depend upon any priest, church, oracle, holy book, or upon consulting the spirits, and that their behavior may make the earth a place of peace, with long life to all people, for the glory of Jehovah. To his Etherian gods and goddesses, Jehovah said, as you have founded arcs of light in my Etherian heavens, to determine the travel of my corporeal worlds, so shall my God of the earth inspire mortals to build lighthouses for man's ships that travel on the oceans, and those who travel in the ships. And those on the land shall know when a ship nears the port, even as you see my traveling earth approaching the place of Cosmic. For this shall be an illustration to mortals, that I have appointed cycles of times and dawns of times, with gods and goddesses to superintend my creations in tenderness and love, lest by chance man becomes despondent, saying, alas, Jehovah did not provide in wisdom commensurate with the magnificence of his creations. Behold, the time draws near when the nations of the earth shall course around the whole earth in ships, crossing the seas and oceans to all the places I created.
Boy, that deal go hard. That deal say, of your God. I like that one, man. Salute to the bronze, yo, bro. That deal go hard. I can't even front that one. That deal go hard. Bronze, you did something excellent with that one, brother. Yeah, all right, here we got to share this now too. Let's go to school real quick. Once we go to school, we good, all right? I don't just call me. Let's get it.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Remember Jah, you were the Makati, Jehovah.
Peace, peace. This your host, Selah Shalom, and this is a Cosmon Teachings in the words of Jehovah and his angel ambassadors from the Cosmon Bible Owaspi. Now, this set of series is called the Judgment Series, and the topic of discussion today is called True God, Son of Jehovah, Judges the Four False Gods. Now, in my last set of vids called the Trinity Series, I showed how the Trinity came about around 800-700 BC and is still alive and well today. These angels were the false trinity god Luamung, the false trinity god Kabbalichthys, and the false trinity god Enaksa. These are the three angels responsible for establishing the Trinity among mortals, as shown through all the Trinity series, part 1 through 15. In the last vid, the four religious heads of the beast, I showed and proved that Christianity, Islam, Buddhism, and Brahmanism are false religions established by fallen angels. And you can go back and look at all 15 videos I did exposing the Trinity, the false saviors, and the four greatest religions today being Christianity, Islam, Brahmanism, and Buddhism, being the four heads of the beast now. Now, in this set of series, I will show how true God, through Jehovah, the Creator, judges these four false gods for breaking away from the order established by the Creator Jehovah since the beginning of the 24th arc cycle after the creation of man, 100 years previous. Now, God's book of Ezra, chapter 52, verse 1 through 23, it states, God judges the four false gods. Verse 1, the Lord said, Hear ye, O earth, and hear ye of the heavens thereof. Hear ye of the labor of God, Son of Jehovah. Verse 2, for what was given me by Jehovah to be in my keeping for the resurrection of men and angels was gone away from me. Verse 3, my kingdoms in heaven were scattered and broken up. Verse 4, I, the God of the heavens of the earth, sent my appeal unto the four false gods, saying, verse 5, in the name of Jehovah, greeting unto you, behold what ye have done, and also what hath come to pass. Verse 6, wherein ye have copied after my ways, ye have gained dominion, but of what profit unto mortals or angels? Verse 7, because ye knew that Jehovah's God appointed guardian angels unto mortals, ye have also appointed guardian angels unto them, though not for their resurrection, but to raise up mortals with faith in yourselves. Verse 8, ye have thus built on the earth for the glory of your own kingdoms. For your guardian angels teach mortals not of eternal resurrection, but of attaining unto your heavens only. And you can see this through the four religions. Christianity's objective goal is to be with Jesus in the kingdom, in heaven. Muslims' objective goal is to be in Allah's kingdom. Likewise with Buddhism and Brahmanism. Verse 9, where and when I send angels to inspire mortals to obtain education and knowledge, ye send contravening angels, and they incite mortals to destroy their own libraries and places of learning. When all these four false religions, Christianity, Islam, Buddhism, and Brahmanism, were established, they destroyed the ancient records to establish their own records. Verse 10, ye persuaded mortals that the only good and necessary knowledge is contained in your sacred books. For ye desire to prevent mortals from knowing there are other heavens than your own, and other gods than yourselves. And you see this with these four false religions again. The Christians will say, the Bible is the only book. The Muslims will say the Bible has been corrupted and the Quran is the only book. Likewise with Buddhism and Brahmanism. And here you have Owaspi showing the truth of the matter of the Creator and his order of creation, but you deny it because the influence these false gods have on you. Verse 11, when I have gathered together wandering spirits and chaotic spirits and provided ways for their resurrection, ye have sent angel emissaries to thwart my labors. Verse 12, ye have provided wicked heavenly pastimes and disgusting tournaments within your heavenly places in order to win subjects for your dominions. Verse 13, ye have provided excursions from your heavenly places down to mortals for your angels to witness battles between mortal warriors, that these angels may satiate their own evil curiosity. Verse 14. Ye thus degraded your own angel subjects by causing them to rejoice in the havoc of mortal flesh and flowing blood. Verse 15. Ye thus call away from my heavenly schools and colleges angels who had begun resurrection, flattering yourselves that you are thus augmenting your heavenly kingdoms by additional subjects. Verse 16. On mortal battlefields, there are hosts of chaotic angels, the spirits of the slain. I send my angels with heavenly ships to gather them up and restore them. But your emissaries come and destroy my ships for wickedness' sake, calling it glorious sport. Verse 17. Of these great evils ye have been notified times and times again, but ye put forth not your hands to remedy the wickedness. Verse 18. Ye sell indulgence to your angels to engage in wicked practice, and ye suffer your guardian angels to inspire your mortal priests to sell indulgence to their followers in the same way. Verse 19. Thus do you compound sin. As I always say, if you want to know what's going on in heaven, look at the affairs going on earth. As above, so below. If there are wars in certain regions on the earth, likewise with the angels of that region on the earth, and in the first and second heavens above those regions. And in the Bible, it gives you a small mention of the wars in heaven, but not in detail like Owaspy does. Verse 20. Ye profess to confess the sins of your angels in your heavens, exciting servitude of them as a purchase of your excuse. Verse 21. And your guardian angels inspire mortal priests to do the same thing for their mortal followers, for stipulated prices in money. Verse 22. Thus do your guardian angels prepare mortals to become slaves in your heavenly kingdoms, that they build unto your own personal glory. Verse 23. For ye take advantage of the infant mind to bend it away from Jehovah, the Creator, and away from eternal progress, that ye may inherit it as your dutiful subject. So here it shows that by the practice of these religions on earth, Christianity, Islam, Buddhism, Brahmanism, you will be subjected to these false gods' heavenly kingdom after death. So observe the millions of Christians you have today. Observe the millions of Muslims you have today, and observe the million of Buddhists and Brahmins you have today. And you can get a picture of the number of subjects these false gods will have in their heavenly kingdom after these mortals die. And this is how these false gods' heavenly kingdoms become highly populated with the spirits of the dead that die on earth. But those who serve the Creator will go to true God's heavenly kingdom. And like I said before, that is the kingdom you need to focus on getting into, so you can start rising in the grades to ascend to the higher heavens Etheria and be companions with the Etherian gods, continuing elevating throughout eternity. The Bible nor the Quran renders up information on this scale that the Owaspy has to offer. Now, God's book of Esther, chapter 53, verse 1 through 31, it states, God continues to judge the four false gods. Verse 1, in the name of the Almighty, greeting unto you. Verse 2, 1,000 years ago, the grades of your heavenly subjects were from 30 to 50. Now they have fallen to 15. Verse 3, as ye have declined the grades of the angels in your heavens, even so have you declined the grades of mortals within your dominions. And you can see this today with the four religions. They are descending in the grades. The Christians are at war with the Muslims because America is a Christian-based country, and the Middle East, Iraq and Iran, are Muslim-based countries, which in return is the wars of thought Elias Gabriel, the false Allah, through Islam, and Lu among the false Christ, through Christianity, being played out before your face. Verse 4, instead of well-tilled fields and good orchards, ye have given them war, widows, orphans, papyrus, debauchees, thieves, and murderers. Verse 5, instead of giving them good harvests, ye have given them famine and pestilence. Verse 6, for your guardian angels inspire the priests, and they in turn entice their followers away from the fields and to come and dwell in the cities where they can be conveniently absolved from neglect and not confessing you. Verse 7, thus have ye set aside good works and instructions and the desire for the knowledge both within your heavenly kingdoms and on earth also. And instead thereof, ye have given them rites and ceremonies leading angels and mortals as if they were cattle for your markets. Verse 8. Instead of teaching angels and mortals to think for themselves, you have prohibited them from thinking, except as your leaders think for them. And this is a clear example of Christians. They do not think for themselves when it comes to biblical scriptures. They say, oh, you can't question God. Oh, you can't question the Bible. You just got to accept it as is. And this is a very poor standpoint to take. And even some of the Hebrew Israelites get caught up with that nonsense, believing in the Bible as a perfect book and untampered, but not knowing it as a collection of stories from Kemet and Sumer, an account of the Hebrew prophets. This is why Muslims pick on Christians for the lack of knowledge of their own book. You got Christians who are scared to read certain parts of the Bible, like Revelations, and other excuses they come with, which shows a lack of knowledge on their own end. So let alone trying to present a WASPI to the Christians, even Muslims, even Jews. They haven't deciphered their own Bible. So how will they interpret the WASPI? Even though a WASPI will answer all their questions, they will not acknowledge it because of the influence of these false gods upon them. Verse 9. Thus have ye thought with all your might the cultivation of the talents Jehovah created withal. Verse 10. Say not that I, Jehovah's son, desire subjects or worshipers. Behold, I prohibit both angels and mortals from worshiping me or announcing me or my kingdoms as the all-highest. Verse 11. I teach them one only is the all-highest, even Jehovah. Verse 12. I teach them that I am but Jehovah's servant, working for the resurrection of mortals and angels. So here God shows he is a servant to the Creator, and his labor is to help raise up mortals and angels in the graves. Verse 13, I teach both angels and mortals, they shall not worship anyone born of woman. As I stated in the intro, all angels, which are spirits of the recent dead or long past, started as mortals first, and all mortals came into the world through the womb of a woman, both male and female. Verse 14, and behold, my footprints cannot be mistaken. I raised up Zarathustra and the man Brahma, the original Brahma, and Abraham and Moses and Poe and China and Capelia. Verse 15, yet now one of these with all the wonders they accomplished was worshipped by their followers. Verse 16, yet who was greater than Moses? Moshe, that stretched forth his hand and said, come, come. Verse 17, and 4 millions of people in bondage marched out of Egypt, Kemet. Verse 18, yet none worshiped Moses. Verse 19, behold the 70 colonies founded by Zarathustra, and yet they worship not him. Verse 20, behold China, who named the empire, who turned 300 millions of warriors to a people of peace. And the name China comes from this prophet named Chini, which Owaspi contains the history of. Verse 21, behold Capelia, who overturned the laws of 13 kingdoms in India and gave peace and plenty to 100 millions of people. Verse 22, yet not China nor Capelia were worshipped. Verse 23, but ye harp on idle tales of upscared musicians and teach mortals to worship them. Verse 24, nevertheless ye have caused to be preached in your heavens that I am a God like unto yourselves, working for my own glory. Verse 25, now behold, I prepare my angel host in wisdom and virtue, that they may go away from me and inherit the Etherian heavens above. Verse 26, for this was my labor for which Jehovah through his exalted gods made me God of the earth and her heavens. So here it shows you Jehovah through the higher council of angels above God of heaven and earth choose who sits on the throne of heaven and earth. Verse 27, and I have sent thus away as brides and bridegrooms to Jehovah thousands of millions of angels whom I had raised to grade 99. Verse 28, yet in all the time of your dominions, ye have not raised one angel to the emancipated grades. Now look at that. True God sending his hosts as brides and bridegrooms to the Creator to rise to the higher heavens, Etheria, as they graduate in the grades belonging to the heavens and the earth, while the false gods' heavenly kingdoms are overpopulated with angels descending in the grades, and not one ascended to the higher heavens etheria. And as you descend in the grades, all manner of wickedness, rioting, anarchy, and warfare are taking place. The highest grades being orderly, disciplined, and harmonious. Now, I hope you can start to get an understanding of what's going on here. And if you follow these false religious gods, angels, you will be subjected to this nonsense that these false gods will put you through, that some of you are going through right now. Verse 29, such as are wise within your dominions, tire of your pomp and splendor, and in the course of time come to my heavens, and renounce all lords and gods, and betroth themselves to Jehovah only. Verse 30, and I give them places in my schools and colleges, hospitals and factories, and thus educate them, that they may indeed in time become fit companions to gods and goddesses. So here it shows that the highest grades in the false gods, after a while, abandoned their false gods once they realized the truth of the matter, that they were being deceived, and returned to true God's heavens and begin rising in the grades, which they supposed to did thousands of years previous. Verse 31, thus are your kingdoms forever depleted of your highest grades, so that your heavenly kingdoms and your earthly dominions have chiefly the ignorant and deprived as your adulterers. And you could easily see this today. The most ignorant people are your religious people. Whether Christian, Muslims, chematologists, Buddhists, Brahmins, even you Hebrew Israelites, none of you know the true ways of resurrection on how to rise in the grades, nor to unfold others, to be fit companions to true God, Son of the Creator, and his heavenly kingdom while alive on earth. All the religions mentioned above are all subjected to these false gods, because all of them profess a different doctrine that goes against the other, which shows their own division will fall in time to come. The service of the Creator is to labor for others in peace, unity, and discipline and order, without pride, race, or religion. And only a few can live this in reality. Many are subjected to pride, race, religion, and hate, which shows their own downfall in time to come, as you would see. And with that, I'd like to say peace and blessings and catch you on the next documentary called God Judges the Four False Gods Separately. Shalom.
See Eli drop all that light and say, shalom. Man, you ain't never heard nothing like that. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. God just told you I'm your brother. God just told you I teach my angels and those above me to never worship me, to always be seeking something higher, that I am not the highest. This is not the highest kingdom. God's, look, y'all, what a burden. A god or a goddess is responsible for every soul on a physical planet and every spirit in the atmosphere of that planet. You talking about upwards of 20 billion souls that God is responsible for. Because God is supposed to be, his program is to inspire you to be resurrected, so one day you can be where he at, so he can keep moving. What a burden, man. So when you hear us say peace to the God, you know what I mean? Bro, that means one day you gonna manage your world in the name of the Creator. And you're gonna be responsible, you dig, for upwards of 20 billion with a B souls, spirits. I'm saying you ain't heard no like this. You haven't. You know what I mean? And it's just what it is. It's not to come off braggadocious. It's really to challenge you up top. What you been believing up top this whole time? What you been entertaining up top? Huh? What is really going on? If y'all got some understanding at Selah Shalom University, y'all go ahead and drop a 12,000 in the chat, man. Easy money. And look, this is what we do all the time. We do this all the time. You know what I mean? Yeah, that right there gonna make somebody spill their coffee. Good night. Mm, 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 mm. Yeah, man, a lot of understanding coming forth, a lot of light, you know what I mean, which means clarity. Lots of clarity coming out in this hour, man. Lots of it, you dig? And we can't do nothing but be actually thankful for it. You know what I mean? Can't do nothing but be thankful for it. Clarity, you can see clear. You know, it's kind of, you know, we dealing with murky waters at first. You can see a little, you can see a lot clearer now. The way it's playing. You dig? The way it's playing. All who choose Creator are His chosen. You want to be chosen? Choose Creator. That's all we can tell you. You feel me? Love and light bombs to everybody though. Okay. I'm looking for this real quick, y'all. And we're gonna go ahead and get it cracking. Easy money. Easy money. Oh, wait. I don't know. I'm starting to get surgical with this deal, man. Show y'all the difference real quick between Creator and God. See, and that be the whole thing. If you don't know the system in order, man, you out here bumping your head against a brick wall. Stop it. Stop it. Let's go to this book of divinity, or I speed. We'll go to chapter 17. Show you how this deal work. Show you how a thing works. Well, let's get into this book of Sky Earth Spirit. Show y'all the difference, man. Show you how real this gets. Real ting this. 17:1. It says, look what it says. It says, but even gods fail at times. Pause. What you mean God or gods fail? What does that mean? Huh? But even gods fail at times. For all persons learn by failures that there are higher powers. Only Creator, only Jehovah never fails. Even gods fail at times, man. Salute to the gods. So when you see me and I embrace you as my brother, I'm like, peace to the God. Or you my sister, hey, salute, peace to the goddess. You know I ain't up under no illusion that I'm calling you the Creator in no way, shape, form, or fashion. I'm simply speaking on what you eventually become. You eventually become God. That's the title you hold. Sister, goddess, the title you hold. But you're responsible for managing worlds. Responsible for upwards to 20 billion souls at a time to prepare them as brides and bridegrooms to the Creator. So they can inherit the exalted heavens and all that. You see that? But even gods fail at times, for all persons learn by failures that there are higher powers. Only Creator never fails. Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee. What you think it's a game? What you think we playing? Go over to the book of the wars against Creator, book of the wars against Jehovah, chapter 17, same chapter, Divinity 17:1. Wars against Jehovah 17:1. Pull that. Read. All right, y'all gonna have me on them bricks in a minute. Roaring the O. Think it's a game. Look at this. War 17:1. God and corrosion will be wailed in heaven and earth. He said, great Creator, great Jehovah, how I have failed in your kingdom. Behold, you gave into my keeping the earth and her heavens. They have gone astray. Look at that. God crying. God don't fail. God crying. This is true God. Only the Creator never fails. It ain't like you die and you stop making mistakes or stop having shortcomings and all that. That's put in front of you forever. There's always going to be a hurdle to jump over. There's always going to be a mountain to climb. What do you learn through this? That there are higher powers and only the Creator never fails. Huh? Because if you never failed at anything, then you could walk around here on, ostrich feathers with ostrich feather shoes and claim you the creator or something. You don't never fail. You ain't never got no hurdle to jump over. You ain't never got no mountain to climb. Even God fails. Because God is not omnipotent. God is a creation. God is not the creator. If y'all understand that, drop a 3,000 in the chat for the Arc Cycle of Cosmon, man. God is who you become. God is not who you worship. God is who you become. God is not who you worship. God is a creation and not the creator. So if you hear me say peace to the God, Negro, you should in no way, shape, form, or fashion believe that Malaki just called me the creator. No, not at all. Not at all. God is a man. That's it. A one-time man who rose to the rank of a god. A goddess is a woman, a one-time woman who rose to the rank of a goddess. A god is responsible. Look what it says. Behold, you gave into my keeping the earth and her heavens, and they have gone astray. God crying. He like, look, Creator, I tried. These niggas is rebellious. Boy, you got some bad sons. You got some rebellious sons, Father. My brothers and sisters is rebellious. He crying, because he understand the burden. You understand the responsibility that he put on you. You get titled God. Boy, yeah, all right. Manager of worlds. But God say the Creator gave into his keeping the earth and her heavens. Right? And they have gone astray. God is a manager of worlds, man. But God is crying at this moment because he's like, look, how am I going to do my job? These niggas is rebellious. It's false God's error. Creator said, behold the plan of my government, which is to come against nothing in heaven or earth, to seize nothing by the head and turn it around by violence and go the other way. The Creator said, wait, though I am the power that created them and am the ever-present that moves them along, I gave to them to be gods like myself with liberty to find their own direction. He's like, even though I created these rebellious sons and daughters of mine. But they got free will. They got free will to do as they please. You have liberty to find your own direction. Everybody ain't gonna see it how you see it. You dig? But the beautiful thing about it is, in the end, all things answer to the Creator. Even the false gods depend on Creator for substance. Let that sink down in your cranium. Even the false ass gods depend on the Creator, our Father, our all parent, right, for substance. But are in total rebellion against what he got going on. What the Creator say? Though I am the power that created them and am the ever-present that moves them along, I gave them to be gods like myself. Meaning what? You got liberty to find your own direction. This is the Creator's response to God bewailing because he feels he can't do his job because all these false gods and mortals who are inspired by them, you dig, have gone astray. The earth and her heavens. The Creator said, I created many trees in my garden, the greatest of which is the tree of happiness. Oof. Hold on. And I called out to all the living to come and dwell in the shade of that tree. What tree? Malaki, the tree of happiness, and partake of its fruits and its perfumes. but they ran after prickers and they scourged themselves. And then at last they fall to cursing me and accusing me of shortness in my government. He's like, man, I told them come dwell up under the shade of the tree of happiness. But what do they run after? Prickers, thorns. They scourge themselves. They inflict pain upon themselves. So Creator, like, look, you got choice. I planted many trees in my garden. The greatest is the tree of happiness. I told all y'all to come dwell in the shade of the tree of happiness. What did you do? What was your choice? Your own direction, right? You went after thorns and you went into inflicting yourself. When all you had to do was what? Come dwell up under the shade of the tree of what? Happiness. You for damn sure ain't happy touching thorns, little Johnny. You for damn sure ain't happy having to inflict tortures and pains upon thyself. And then got the unmitigated gall to curse Creator and accuse Creator of shortness in his government. No. When you decide to go do your own thing, you got to deal with the blowback. You got to deal with that. You go do your own thing and bump your head on the wall, right? And you get this saying, Creator, why? And cursing the Creator and, doing your, blaming God for your shortcomings. No, you decided to go do your own thing, right? So when you get thorns instead of the tree of happiness, when you get self-inflicted tortures instead of up under the shade of the tree of happiness, how you twist your mouth and start cursing Creator. He told you where you need to be at. Really? Look at this. I confirmed them in their mother's womb, i.e. the earth, for a season, showing them there is a time for all things. They run forward hurriedly, desiring speedy happiness and wisdom, without halting to observe my glories by the roadside. How you looking for wisdom that you ain't even researching? You're not even investigating creation. That's the deal. Saying they run forward hurriedly, desiring speedy happiness, temporary gratification. Yeah, you know what that is. You know what that is. Look at this. Look at this. Boy, this book of Skyrim Spirit cold, boy. I said to them, even as I have given liberty to all my people, freedom to all my people, right? So shall you not impress or force into your service your brothers and sisters. But the self-assuming gods make slaves of their fellows. They build roads about and station armies of soldiers to prevent my newborn from coming to my most glorious kingdoms. Creator said this deal is not by force. All we gotta do is flip the switch. You dig? Let that light shine. That's all you gotta do. In other words, we ain't gotta be bar drunk, punch drunk, force somebody into the understanding of being what a faith is. You know what I mean? I do none of that. All you gotta do is let that unleash the light. That's all you gotta do. And the newborns are the newborn spirits. Yes, there are spirits that war over your soul and the destination where you land at. That's why it's important to come up under that shade tree of happiness. Come up under Creator. You did? That way, the angels, as part of his government, coming to snatch your souls as soon as you cross over and you start your resurrection process. You get into the academies of the Creator. You ain't, you know what I mean? This don't turn into a prison for you. Notice on the other side, this spirit's waiting to war over your soul and snatch you up. Where you finna go land at? They build roads about. It said right here, but the self-assuming gods make slaves of their fellows. They build roads about and station armies of soldiers to prevent my newborn. Newborn spirits, y'all, from coming to my most glorious kingdoms. They go down to the earth and inspire kings, queens, and rich men to do the same things. And they portion out to their servants, saying to them, serve me, serve me. This is what the self-assuming gods are saying. Serve me and I will provide for you. Little do they think their servants will become like thorns, stones, chains, and spurs against them in the far future. So eventually your slaves or servants flip and turn on you. That's why you gotta be somebody that also shuns leadership. No. I'm not your fancy decorated leader, captain, general, none of that. Nah, just your brother. Your brother will suffice. How about that? Yeah, your brother that's always tripping. Because guess what? Your servants turn to thorns and spears against you eventually. Remember, you a false ass God. You lead them the wrong way anyway. When they finally figure it out, they're gonna be tripping. They're gonna long stomp you, boy. Yeah. Y'all gonna be infused in the hell knot, tormented. And it's gonna take somebody like one of us to come release thou from that. After so many years of torment and smelling hot gas and vapor, and you got millions of souls intertwined in one hell knot. Man, look, it ain't enough hate in the world. They build up a justice of their own, saying, to the extent that my servants labor for me, so will I render to them. But I have said to them that no man shall serve another except for love, which shall be his only recompense, his only reward, his only payment. Love. I'm commanded to love you. That's it. Just don't get mad when it's not, that puppy dog. Sometimes love hit like steel, boy. You feel me? Sometimes you gotta hear them harsh words. Somebody gotta royally bless your ears. No, I mean, what is you doing? You tripping. You tripping. We owe each other love. Right? Yeah. Where's fire, boy? The king and the queen of the earth and the rich man shut their own eyes against me. Interesting. Thinking that by doing so, I cannot see them. They flatter themselves that in heaven they will give the slip to their servants. But I sowed a seed of bondage in my garden, and I said, whoever binds another shall himself be bound. And behold, when they are risen in heaven, their servants and their soldiers come upon them. Their memories like a troubled dream that will not depart from them. Boy, can you imagine? Somebody like Adolf Hitler? Was ist los? Somebody like Adolf Hitler, boy, crossover on the other side. Oh my God. Do you see what happened? Can you imagine all the Master Crenshaw and Slave Master Franklin? And man, look, Craig ain't with none of that bondage. I don't care what you niggas think. Whoever binds another shall himself be bound. Who leadeth into captivity goes into captivity, right? So it's a perpetual cycle of bondage. And behold, when they are risen in heaven, their servants and their soldiers come upon them. Yeah, boy, you getting long stomped. That's the heel. That's the stomping. That's the heel to the toe stomp. What? The long stomping. Heel to toe. Leg fully extended. Long stomping. Good night, boy. Look at this right here. Look at this. Nevertheless, even with these great examples for them, there are still angels in Haddah, the lower heavens, who have not learned from this. For they say to themselves, I will build a great kingdom in heaven. I will become the mightiest of gods. Millions of angels shall serve me. I will shut out the great spirit and his distant heavens. I will wall my place around with an army of soldiers and with fire and water. Boy, if you don't go sit down somewhere, if you don't go sit your monkey ass down somewhere, look at this. As a libertine steals an unsuspicious damsel to abuse her, and in time she wakes up to the matter only to curse him, so do the false gods steal upon the inhabitants of my places and carry them into bondage. But the light of my understanding dwells in the souls of my little ones. It waits for the spring sun, and it will spring up and grow into a mighty tree to accuse these gods. Ready to say, look, it's inevitable. You see, once my light in you, trip off this. Once the understanding is sown up in you, it's inevitable. There's a springtime coming. Guess what? When crops grow or that seed that's been planted in you gonna fruition. And guess what? In that day, they're gonna be looking at you with a jaundiced eye. And then it's long stomping commencing, heel to toe, leg fully extended. And they're going to accuse these gods. God inquired concerning warfare. Look at this. Look at this, boy. Look at this. That's how we know we're not talking about the same one. You saying God is a man of war. And when you say God, we assume you are talking about the creator, the maker of God, right? Right? As it says, the Lord is a man of war. Yahweh, Yahuwah, Yahweh. Yahweh is a man of war. Yahweh is his name. Look what the creator say about war. Jehovah said, I answer all things by good. Boy, hold on. See, so we not the same here. You talking about the great and terrible God. I make my arrows drunk with blood. If I wet my glittering sword. But look what Creator said. Creator said, I answer all things by good. To the good at heart, I give good thoughts, desires, and holy observations. To the perverse of heart, I hold up my glories and the beneficence of virtue and peaceful understanding. To those who practice charity and good works to others, not laboring for self, I get a highest delight. Though they are pricked in the flesh with poverty, straight up, man. Though they are pricked in the flesh with poverty and wicked persecutions, yet their souls are like the waters of a smooth running river. Among those who practice evil, destruction and war. Among those who practice evil, destruction and war, Donald Trump, I send emissaries of benevolence and healing who have plenteous words of pity. You supposed to feel sorry for the drunken man of war. Look at this. Words of pity. These are my arrows. You know what Creator say? What? Benevolence, healing, and words of pity. These are my arrows, spears, and war clubs, oh God. Pity, gentle words, and the example of tenderness. Sooner or later, sooner or later, these shall triumph over all things. No, some things, Malachi. No, all things in heaven and earth. Man, oh man, if you get some understanding that the Creator is not no man, and he for sure ain't no man of war. If y'all got that understanding, y'all drop a 7,000. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Ready? So his spurs and Arrows and war clubs are pithy, gentle words and the example of tennis. Sooner or later, brothers and sisters, these, what these pithy, gentle words and examples of tennis? Sooner or later, these should triumph over all things. Easy money. There goes sir. You want to talk about some weapons of war? That didn't say nothing about if I went my sharpen my glittering sword. That didn't say nothing about making my arrows drop with blood. That didn't say nothing about wounding the scalp of the enemy, even those who are perverse. They still answer all things about you. Nigga, you can't be best. When you see all that evil going on in the earth, that's not great. No. Oh. CGG in this thing, baby. Credit gang. Clear gang. You better. Red light. We're gonna go to this book of Judgment next. Oh, my speed. Body blow. Headshot. What? Still cooking. All right. Oh, wait. We're going to the book of Judgment next, y'all. The book of Judgment. Oh, I speed. Chapter 23. God judges ooze. Commonly called who? The world's people. Good night. Man, what is all this madness? People should be some of the craziest stuff, man. Some of the craziest stuff that I wouldn't even entertain. Look, a lot of stuff that I see on like social media, whatever. Y'all, if it ain't where I'm at with it, man, I just keep scrolling. Because I gotta control what I let in and out of her. Yeah. I can't just be taking on everything. This is not a buffet. I'm not just letting everybody through the door. No. Now, who is you? What you want? What's your message? Oh, so-and-so like laying with greased up midgets. Look, bye. I'm not even trying to entertain that madness. You feel me? Guard up top. Make sure you guarding up top. You don't owe nobody. Look, what is you doing being a dump site for everybody's emotions? You know what I mean? You know people will just dump their feelings all off on you. You dig? And then skedaddle up out of there. You dig? And now you stuck holding the bag. No. Be selective about what you entertain. You don't owe nobody nothing. Just allow somebody to skip up and say, I'm just going, oh, yeah, you know. I caught my wife cheating with the plumber. Like, look, stop all that. What make you think you can just dump all that over here or that I'm letting that in my house? Certain things, man, you got to be circumspect. You feel me? You don't owe nobody nothing to be allowing them to dump all their emotional baggage off on you. Certain things that go on in the world, you know, I just put my piece on it and keep it moving. I don't become over-consumed with, you know, what everybody else talking about. I honestly don't. Okay, that's what y'all on. I'm not about to be over-consumed with it, though. I may put my attention on it real quick. Oh, okay, that's what's going on. Oh, okay. All right, and then I'm right back up off of it. Or if it's somebody that's going through something, I may not even know them. But news flash, and that's what's going on. I'll put my piece on it. I'll put an intention of peace on the situation. But I keep it going. I'm not about to stop what I'm doing to do that. You feel me? So, yeah, be circumspect. Be real selective about who what you let up top. Real speed. Chapter 23, Book of Judgment, OI Speed. 23:1. God said, I have not come in this era to judge the drunkard. Mattress back Bernice, the harlot, thieves and murderers. These are known to you, old man. He's like, look, we not here to keep repeating the same, jargon. That's not why we're here. You already know you're drunkards. You're mattress back Bernice. You already know you're amongst thieves and murderers. Make sense? Why we keep talking about the same stuff we already know? Somebody spilled some milk on the floor. Somebody spilled some milk on the floor. Who's gonna clean it up though? Who's gonna clean up the mess? So God said, I have not come in this era to judge the drunkard, harlot, thieves, and murderers. These are known to you, old man. I have not come to repeat former judgments against those whom all men understand to be sinful. For behold, I gave governments into the hands of men to deal with such themselves. But I come to the leaders of men, to kings, queens, emperors, presidents, Donald Trump, and to philosophers, men of learning, priests, rabbis, cardinals, and popes, and to merchants, bankers, manufacturers, farmers, shipsters, and hucksters. What is a huckster, Malachi? A peddler, a vendor, an entrepreneur, a trader. He's like, look, I ain't even talking. I'm not even talking to the hoes. I ain't even talking to the drunkards. I ain't talking to the thieves and murderers. I'm talking to the so-called upper echelon of society. I'm talking to the leaders. I'm talking to those who are highly esteemed in the eyes of men. Look at this. Look at this. Those who pass unscathed before the laws and governments of man and are reckoned passably wise and good before the world. Yeah. And you think anybody that hold any type of title like that, you think these people are wise and good before the world. And not even to such of these who are bad men in disguise, who escape condemnation before the courts by cunning and stratagem. Yeah, if you got enough money, you can buy your way about anything. Look at your president, a 34-time felon. He got this nigga was found guilty by the feds. Didn't spend a nanosecond in jail. And when he got reelected, boy, did you see? Did any of y'all see Donald Trump speak at Charlie Kirk's funeral, his memorial? Oh my God, man. Look, I ain't never in my life seen. Look, that was horrible. And he was talking like they was in there having a fundraiser or something. Nigga, you had a funeral. Oh, Charlie, yeah, and what a guy Charlie that is. What a guy. What a guy, Charlie would call me and say, Mr. President, we got to save the country. Oh, you think so, Charlie? What a guy, man. Oh, no, nobody has it. Oh, yeah, Charlie. Yeah, what a guy. Like, nigga, what is you even talking about? This is an example of Donald Trump. He gets convicted, y'all, of 34 felonies. Federal. He don't spend a nanosecond in jail. He go right back out there and get reelected. And look what Owaski calls somebody of that ilk. And not even to such of these who are bad men in disguise. Y'all was crying and saying Jesus sent Donald Trump. Man, it was crazy. who escape condemnation before the courts by cunning and stratagem. But I come to the best of all of them, whether they are true Brahmins, true Cayuans, true Buddhists, true Christians, or true Mohammedans. Don't matter. All y'all supposed to be the leaders of men. All y'all bad men in disguise. All y'all claiming, especially over here, they all. Charlie Kirk is the most exemplary. He's just he's the example on how all Christians should be. He served Jesus. Look at this. Look at this. Y'all think this is a game? See, in the spirit world, the field is level. Yeah, you can get that off on this side. You dig? But it's a no-fly zone over that way. There's a no-fly zone. Okay. Therefore, old man, hear the judgment of your God against them. Against them. They are not united and affiliated as brothers. Facts. Facts. We know more about the over this way, the Christians and the Mohammedans versus the Brahmins, the Confucians, the Buddhists, and all that. But we know just being objective. There's over 35,000 denominations, 45,000 denominations in Christianity alone. They are not united and affiliated as brothers. Protestants, Catholics, Episcopalians, Lutherans, Methodists, Mormons, Jehovah's Wickedness. You got all types of madness going on, man. You got all types of madness going on. But know what he say? God's judgment is against them. Why? They are not united and affiliated as brothers. Look at this. But the best of all of them are as so many individual entities, pulling in different ways, everyone for himself. Even your good old Republican Party. Some of you Negroes identify as Republicans. Give me your good old Republican Party. Charlie Kirk and Nick Fuentes are mortal enemies. Both of them are conservative right-wingers. But Nick Fuentes and Charlie Kirk are mortal enemies. Both are Trump supporters. Both Make America Great Again hats. But are enemies. Individual entities pulling in different ways, everyone for himself. The Brahmins are not communal. The Cayuans are not communal. Neither are the Buddhists. Christians, for damn sure not. Nor the Mohammedans. Neither are the philosophers, priests, merchants, nor any one people in the entire world. There is no fullness of heaven among any of them. So are you with your fancy hopes of, thinking this is great? No, you over there, you follow Muhammad sandwich, right? You still over there arguing about the deity of Jesus, right? There is no fullness of heaven among any of them. They are divided into thousands of ideas and projects. Now hear me, old man, and consider the wisdom of your God. Satan is wiser than any of these I have named. Good. Wait. What? That just said Satan is wiser than your Christians, you Muslims, you Cayuans, you Brahmins and Buddhists. It says Satan is wiser than any of these I have named. For Satan has made armies of soldiers, communal. Yeah, the armies of the world, they're communal. They're a brotherhood. They live together, eat together, even die together if they got to. Even die together if they got to. He has discovered the power of affiliation and discipline. And that's, look, trip off this. And that's the Most High's deal. Now, how the hell is Satan wiser than the men of this world who profess to be holy and righteous? There's power in affiliation and discipline. Consistent discipline at that. You got to consistently be disciplined to really, turn that corner or flip the page in your life. You got to, you got to get out of victim mode. But Other than that, look what it says. It says he has discovered the power of what? Affiliation, unity, right? And discipline. Dang. You see? You see? Look at this. Look at this. Yeah. Behold, 1,000 soldiers are more efficient than 10,000 unorganized men. So whatever you call yourself doing, whatever spiritual system you call yourself in, if it's not organized, united, you did with one theme, and that is creator above all. And all of us are just brothers and sisters. And we're all charged with assisting and helping one another on this spiritual journey. Working, servicing one another on this spiritual journey. And that's how we praise and worship the Creator, by the righteous work we do to his creation, to our fellow brothers and sisters. You see? And part of that, part of understanding the resurrection process is uniting, affiliating. You see what I'm saying? Coming together. And it ain't just coming together to throw some damn veggie hot dogs on the grill. No, it ain't. It's deeper than that. You dig? Yeah. We coming together with a purpose. You dig? And we're gonna have plenty of missions to handle, just like any type of regiment. Look at this. It say, judgment is rendered against the best of men in the world, because they are inorganic for righteousness and for establishing the Father's kingdom. Yeah. You real affiliative and disciplining when it come down to the standing armies of men. Spilling blood, getting your policy passed. You organize and discipline when you want to be. You get on your good foot when you gotta get on your good foot, but it's not like that all the time. You see, the world has become inorganic for righteousness. You're not organized for righteousness. You won't come together to establish the Father's kingdom on earth. We got the blueprint to do it. Straight got the blueprint. We got the blueprint. Come on, let's get it. Now, but you won't give up your time, your self-desire, or your resources. You won't sacrifice to make this a reality. Right? Look at this. Look at this. I think it's a game. This then is what befalls the nations and peoples of the earth. The angels of heaven minister to all mortals in the same way. I like that. I like that. This is what befalls the nations, all races and nations of people on earth. The angels of heaven. Or your ancestors. The angels of heaven minister to all mortals in the same way, except where your God and his Lord provide specially otherwise. The inorganic heavenly regions minister to the inorganic inhabitants of the earth. So all those brotherhoods we just named, the Christians, the Muhammadans, the Kayuans and Brahmins and Buddhists and all that, right? The inorganic heavens, inorganic angels who are not even organized and with the Creator's program, should I say? You dig? They are being inspired by angels who are not a part of the Creator's program. They're not affiliative. They're not communal. You see? It say right there, the angels of heaven minister to all mortals in the same way. The inorganic heavenly regions minister to the inorganic inhabitants of the earth. So the inorganic inhabitants of the earth, go back up, the leaders of men he called out. And then said what? Yeah, y'all inorganic for righteousness, though. Like, you discipline when you want to build an army. You discipline when it's time to come kill somebody or take some land. Right? But you ain't none of that. You ain't organized nor disciplined when it comes to making the Father's kingdom a reality in this earth. So then it drops a bomb in verse 15. The angels of heaven minister to all mortals in the same way. What way is that? The inorganic, unorganized heavenly regions minister to the inorganic, unorganized inhabitants of the earth. right? And they're unorganized inhabitants of the earth, or the people he just was talking about, those brotherhoods, the main religions in this earth. So who's inspiring these mortals, you dig, who claim these brotherhoods in this earth? The inorganic heavenly regions, angels who have not, or who are not down with the Creator's program. That's who's ministering to these brotherhoods. So that's crazy, because you may have a granddaddy that's a pastor, an uncle that's a moray, a great uncle that's a what? An imam. You may have an aunt that's a Buddhist. All of them, they're the inorganic inhabitants of the earth. All of them are being ministered to, y'all, by the inorganic heavenly regions, right? Or inorganic angels who are not down with the Creator's program. If y'all understand that, drop a 4,000 in the chat. We know what spirits are inspiring who. So when we hear a Millie Mouth Negro say, yeah, I kill my children, if you told me, yeah, the hell yeah. You don't ask me if I kill my baby. Now we know. See that? We know based off the brotherhood and what you say. You said you a Christian. Y'all not communal. Y'all not affiliative. Y'all ain't established not one righteous city in 2,000 years. Not one. Not one righteous city. Not one righteous corner. So now we know what heavenly regions are inspiring these Millie Mouth Negroes. Right? Let's get it.
All right, question for Ease. Would you kill your child, your son, if your God told you to?
You said the Most High told me to?
Yeah.
Or man, the Most High said do it, then that's what it is. Yeah, man, the Most High said do it, then that's what it is. Yeah, man, the Most High said do it, then that's what it is.
A 22-year-old woman told hotel workers in Holmes County that she had been directed by God. To go on a shooting spree about the solar eclipse, and that not long after she left the hotel in a purple Dodge Challenger driving to the interstate, traveling west, shooting into two cars. One of the drivers was shot in the neck, the other grazed in his arm.
If your God came to you right now, tonight, in pomp and glory, shining, and he commanded the death of your child, would you sacrifice your child?
If the Most High is going to do it, of course. If the Most High is going to do it, of course. If the Most High is going to do it, of course.
Peter Lucas Moses refers to himself as a radical religious person who is with the Black Hebrews. And he just pleaded guilty to killing a 4-year-old and a woman that he was living with. He killed the 4-year-old because he thought he was gay.
Moses believed 4-year-old Higginbotham was homosexual. Klein says Moses took Higginbotham to the garage, played the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew, and shot him. If
God came to you and told you to sacrifice your kid, would you sacrifice your kid?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
God is called the terrible, demon-like power. God is called the terrible, demon-like power. God is called the terrible, demon-like power. So Napa means empty, you could say, or open. Shita means demon, or demon-like or terrible. Shita means demon, or demon-like or terrible. Shita means demon, or demon-like or terrible.
According to the criminal complaint, Polite told investigators God told him to shoot Pastor Germany.
God told him to shoot Pastor Germany.
And he wanted to go to jail to clear his mind.
Would you kill your child or your grandchild if your God told you to?
Oh, man.
So that's a yes?
Yeah, It's a yes. It's a yes.
It's a yes.
But I think that it would be a test. I don't think the Lord would actually tell you to do it. I think it would just be a test because we can see.
You be willing to go through with it.
But I'll go through any trial the Lord puts me through.
Leader Yahweh Ben Yahweh, the self-proclaimed Son of God, one day in 1981, her North Dade home became a house of death. Banks and her husband, Carlton Carey, had just returned from talking with police about another Yahweh member who had been decapitated. Today, Yahweh Ben Yahweh is charged in her attempted murder and the death of her husband. October 1986, Yahweh's take over an Opalaka apartment building. Two residents who were ordered to leave publicly complained. That night, both were shot to death.
Wow! Judah, do you hear me? If the Most High Yahweh tells you to kill your family, would you do it? Yes or no?
Absolutely yes. Absolutely yes. Absolutely yes.
Oh, Judah, no. Damn.
Judah didn't mean that, y'all.
If the Most High say, put your family down, would you do it for the Most High?
By faith, yes. By faith, yes.
By faith, yes.
But he's going to tell me not to do it, just like he did Abraham. We have a story like that already. Next.
The moral law is that if a child was to be rebellious, towards their parents, they was to be taken down and stoned to death because of that. You see what I'm saying?
Would you do that? Would you do that if your God came back to you today in glory and said, I want you to stone your son if he get rebellious? Would you? Would you do it?
Yeah, I probably would. Yeah, I would. Yeah, I probably would. Yeah, I would. Yeah, I probably would. Yeah, I would.
Wow.
The Most High was to come to you and ask you to off your loved ones. Would you do it, brother?
If I had made the mistake, if I didn't have ancestors inside of me and I made the mistake to make babies with outside nations, and then I heard the download from my ancestors saying that you need to put them away, yes, I will put them away. Yes, I will put them away.
Yes, I will put them away.
Okay, Judah Nazareth, if the Most High come to you and say, I want you to put down your family, I have a better movement for you that I need you to do, would you do it?
They're out of here. They're out of here.
They're out of here.
Oh, wait. Now, look, that make Owaski hit even harder than steel right there. We just read that that people of this type of ilk right here are under which inspiration of which heavens? What heavens are they are ministering to these jackals right here? What heavens? We just read it. The inorganic heavens, those who are not down with the Creator's program, or the organic heavens of the Creator, those who are down with it. And these are Israelites right here, Bible thumpers, messianic for the most part. One of the cat on there that said, hell yeah, look, he say Jesus is God. Jesus is Yahweh. What inspiration are they under? Which heavens are ministering to these jackals? If it's the inorganic heavens, witnessing to the inorganic inhabitants, or the unorganized inhabitants of the earth. If it's that, drop a 1 in the chat. If it's the organic heavens, those that, they're inspired by the higher heavens, by those who are with the Creator's program, drop a 20,000 in the chat if that's who they are inspired by. All right, which heavens are ministering or inspiring these jackals who all just admitted they were flatlining their families? Oh, you think it's a game? What you think we playing? You think we playing? Huh? Right back at it, 23 and 15, the book of Judgment, chapter 23 and 15. This then is what befalls the nations and peoples of the earth. The angels of heaven minister to all mortals in the same way. The inorganic, the inorganic heavenly regions minister to the inorganic inhabitants of the earth. Which heavenly regions are ministering to these jackals that we just finished looking at? What heavenly regions are ministering to these gravel-mouthed Negroes, who just admitted to wiping their families out of existence if too much atmospheric pressure skip across their earlobes, and they call it inspiration? What regions, heavenly regions, are ministering to these Negroes? The inorganic heavenly regions minister to the inorganic inhabitants of the earth. So we already know what's inspiring these jackals has nothing to do with them being angels of the Creator, inspiring you dig, to rise up and inherit that which was promised to you. Look at this. Now, behold, I said to you in the former times, try the spirits and see if they are God. Look at this. Look at this. For the angels who wander about on the earth do not know my kingdom. Why they in hellfire somewhere or roasting? For the angels who wander about on the earth do not know my kingdoms. And they deny me and deny all order, system, and discipline in heaven and earth. And each and all such angels coming to mortals do so on their own account, assuming any form and name they may find acceptable to men. So look at an angel, a wandering spirit, who you calling your ancestor or your spirit guide, these suckers can take on any form and any name. What name you call Jesus? Yahweh Shai? You can take on the form of a Yahweh Shai. Yeah. Black carbonated skin, white woolly hair, the red eyes, or the whites of his eyes red, voice of many waters. You know what I'm saying? You don't even know how the spirit world works. You don't even know. You're so caught up in how you say the name. And look, the message is what you're supposed to be listening for. Listen for the message and observe behavior. That's the only way you could know if this spirit or this angel or ancestor is for you, benevolent, or against you, malevolent. Here you go tripping out what a thing look like and what it say its name is. We don't give a damn about none of that. All that's of little value. You dig? No, we watching how you move. We listening for the message and we watching behavior. There are wandering spirits on the earth, y'all, who don't know nothing about the Creator's kingdoms. They are in pure denial. And they come to mortals on their own account. A visitation time, right? Any form, assuming any form. Here you go and got your kneecaps dusty. Your knees got to slapping like a naked newborn child. And you got your kneecaps dusty and you bow. Oh man, because he had carbonated skin, brother. He had woolly hair. He said he was from Nazareth, brother. But he also told you to go over there and wipe out that whole village. He also told you need to take a sword and go and get the slicing. You see, message and behavior. And each and all such angels coming to mortals do so on their own account, assuming any form and name they may find acceptable to men. Such angels, these type of wandering spirits, such angels have not yet passed the first resurrection. Now, you remember years ago, everybody was selling spirit to you, drinking liquid gold and volcanic water with black ash in it. Huh? Y'all remember this. We can't act like, just a couple years ago, everybody was so damn spiritual. Come to find out, they've been talking to the wandering spirits of the earth. Ain't none of them came with no vision of no lower and higher heavens and what you need to do to get there. All your spiritual gurus who have been selling you spirit all these years ain't told you nothing about the heavenly kingdoms, nothing about the system and order of the dead, nothing about the primary and secondary education and the continued advancement of your spirit when you cross over. Nothing about it. Nothing about it. That just told you all them spirits these niggas been hollering at, all them spirits your psychics hollering at. Huh? All your magicians, your David Blaines and all them, who they been hollering at. Such angels have not yet passed the first resurrection, nor do they belong to any disciplined kingdom in heaven. Bag drop, boy. Huh? You've been sold a bill of goods. You know how many of y'all went out and spent thousands of dollars trying to decalcify your pineal gland with liquid gold. And once the pineal gland is decalcified, I can walk through a wall. Boy, you still got all them May knots on your forehead. Huh? You've been sold a bill of goods by those professing to be spiritual gurus, but you never question what spirits, what grade of spirits, what class of angels are these you niggas is talking to? And what's the message? Huh? Come to find out. And that's why I told you, these niggas scared. I told you. They scared of this, man. It exposed too much. It don't matter what spiritual system you involved in. The deity gets exposed. The curriculum gets exposed. What the hell you been doing this whole time? If the God is false, then everything, the whole curriculum in the worship that you've been doing, all that's false. All that's false. If the deity is false, whatever you've been doing is a waste of your time. Well, you figure heart fall out your chest, understanding something like that, like, whoa. Such angels have not yet passed the first resurrection, nor do they belong to any disciplined kingdom in heaven. What you mean? No disciplined kingdom. So that means there ain't no discipline. Like whatever they doing, it ain't even organized. There's no structure to it. You see that? Look at it. They think we playing. This deal exposes it all, y'all. Right? And I know. You got people over, I'm pretty sure there's people foaming at the mouth right now, fancying themselves as our enemies, claim they throwing curses to no avail, to none. No, we roll with the creator, the God maker. There ain't an authority, there ain't a deity, a God, a goddess, a curse, anything that you can let out your mouth that has a higher authority than what we are. Nothing. You still running God at a nigga and the Lord and all that. We over here telling you, you dig? We talking about the one that make God. And so it's not even the same conversation. You see? And all mortals like the ones I have named, deemed by the world's people to be the best and highest of mortals, like your kings and your presidents and your queens and your emperors and your popes and your bankers and your entrepreneurs and the people that you deem, hey man, brother, successful. and all mortals like the ones I have named, deemed by the world's people to be the best and highest of mortals, enter the spirit world after death only into the inorganic regions of heaven. You thought I was lying? So when it says the inorganic regions of heaven minister to the inorganic inhabitants of the earth, is them who you deem to be the best and wisest, and they in kindergarten when it comes to these spiritual matters. We just showed you they've been hollering at the wandering spirits of the earth who take on any form and name. Huh? Man, these niggas enter the spirit world in kindergarten. Inorganic regions of heaven. So even their kindergarten ain't even organized. There's no structure to it. Look at this. Neither can they. Don't forget who the they are. The ones deemed by the world as the best of men and the highest of mortals. Men like Donald Trump and Vladimir Ben Putin. Benjamin B.B. Netanyahu. Men like that. Neither can they enter the lowest of my kingdoms. The lowest of the Creator's kingdoms. Until they deny self. Until they abnegate self and learn affiliation. Until you become selfless and learn to operate as a team, a unity, a gang, gods and Nirvanian goddesses, a gang, a brotherhood. Until you do this, you're not even worthy of the lowest of the kingdoms. Good night, boy. Good night. Y'all see how imperative it is for us to be. I'm going to take it a step further. Not even just a team, right? A family. A family. A family. See how important it is? If we ain't, and how important it is to become selfless. If that ain't the mission, you heard God say earlier, when we was playing it earlier, God told the false gods and them, like, look, you dig? I tell my people, never worship me. Only Creator. And that where you at ain't the highest heaven. There are countless worlds beyond this one. Said I forever put in front of my people the example of something higher than even me. But you don't do that though. You see? Y'all, if it ain't about being selfless, not selfish, selfless, and uniting, you understand, under one goal, and that's to build the Father's kingdom on this earth. If that ain't the mission, you understand, we not worthy of the lowest of his kingdoms when we cross over and die. The lowest. That means you're not there. You're not even in the lowest kingdoms. Like what are the newborn spirits go? The Essenes or the Essenes. That's a term for a spirit man and also a newborn spirit. You know what I mean? That's part of the Creator's program. You dig? Like you ain't even where they at. See, so it's very important to deny self, right? There should be a jealous bone in you about none of your brothers and sisters around you. All right? We are family, right? So you got to deny self and learn affiliation. If not, we are not worthy of the lowest of the kingdoms. Look at this. Therefore, because you're not worthy of the lowest of the kingdoms, look what happens. Therefore, after death, they remain for the most part in their former places. The merchant in his counting house, back to the money. Nigga dying right back. Nigga right back to the money. The merchant in his counting house, the banker in his bank, the shipper in his place, the philosopher in his place, the pope in his. That means all them dead ass popes going back to the first one. The pope in his place, the philosopher in his place, the king in his, the farmer in his. These are those who are not even worthy of the lowest of the Creator's kingdoms in the heavens. So guess what they had after death? Right back to doing what it was they was doing when they died. Right back to the carnal affairs. And guess what? Guess what you're not developing? Your spirit, man. What you need to do to keep advancing. You see how your riches bind you. Your material possessions bind you in the next world. Huh? You didn't learn to be communal and affiliative and deny yourself and say, this is all us. This ain't my billions, this is our billions. You weren't willing to do that. So that means you're not worthy of the lowest of the kingdom. So go on back to your stash house, player. Count up. That's as best as it get for you. Yeah. Go count some money you can't even spend no more. They not taking big head Ben Franklins. They not taking no big head Ben Franklins on the other side, player. No, they're not taking the Japanese yen for the British pound on the other side. They're not taking no Mugabe dollars. Yeah. You can't pay off of that on the other side. They're not taking no Saudi oil money. When you right back after death, bound to your riches, bound to your material possessions, and so concerned about something that you can't even spend no more. Good night, boy. Good night. Yeah, it get real. It is. Oh, we call reality of the spirit world, man. Because ain't nobody even talking about this. Look at it. Hey, verse 23. Neither do they have power. Hold on. Neither do they have power or wisdom to go to any other place. Look at that. Okay, I'll go to my stash house. I'm back to my bank. And then after that, I'm going to go to Big Mama's house and check on that. And neither do they have power or wisdom to go to any other place. And they stroll about like one that has lost his master. Nor will they affiliate with other angels. But in stubbornness and moroseness persist in working out an individual identity until they are broken down in sorrow and darkness, which may be in a few years, or it may be hundreds of years. And then my holy ones come to them and carry them away to my Essene schools. What are the Essene schools? Malachi, that is, to become enrolled into the organic first resurrection. Because remember, they're the inorganic inhabitants of the earth, and they're ministered to by the inorganic heavenly regions. You see? The wandering spirits, those who have not even began the organic first resurrection. Organic mean organized. They ain't even been enlisted into that. And knows what he said, that the majority of the angels wandering this earth, that's what it is. And trip off this, that's the bill of goods you've been sold by the conscious community. You know what I mean? Y'all, the past 5 to 10 years, niggas have been out here selling spirit. They've been selling spirit to you. You know what I mean? Just being honest. Getting some understanding about the type of angels and spirits that minister to men, that minister to women, that inspire men. If you're getting some understanding today, y'all drop a vortex in the chat, man. CGG still cooking. CGG still cooking. Shout out to Cosmon Kruger. Cosmon Kruger, like, yeah, Calvin. I don't know. I think one of them high-rated angels and put a battery in Cal back when he ain't going. Yeah, Cal got a debate coming up too. I think it's October. Is it the 11th? So y'all make sure y'all support my brethren. I'll make sure y'all support all day, every day. Yeah. That's right. So that mean me and Cal tag teaming the deities right now. Yeah, we jump gods too. Yeah. So if he live, even better. Even better. Let's get into chapter 24. I think we playing, man. Well, the gang do this. Ooh. Chapter 24, God's Book of Judgment, or the Book of Judgment, or our speed. Let's get into the chapter 24. This nigga scared. Well, he's scared of this bad. This is something different, man. Make everybody know it. Look at this. It says, God said, I have given one rule to all men. Okay. By which it may be known what kind of angels minister to them. That rule is a mortal's own manifestations and behavior. You heard what's being said by true God and one of your brothers. There's one rule that applies to all men. It don't matter if you're a pygmy twat, you dig, or you're a Russian. It don't matter. What rule is that? How someone is behaving. That's how you know what kind of inspiration is on them. It's all based off behavior. That's how you know. Behavior, which is usually, but before the behavior, usually it's a spoken word. So you can hear the message first, and then you see the message, the words being a catalyst to push forward the behavior. Now he bow-legged in the shoulders. About to get punch drunk type. So if you really want to understand the inspiration, you dig, it's not a chemical equation. All you got to do is just observe behavior in conversation. And that's the one rule that's been given. Observe the behavior. Listen for the conversation. If the conversation is on that type of time, the behavior is soon to follow. It's right behind it. You see? So we understand it. We learn today. Look at this. Whoever manifests serving himself chiefly has little light. You gotta be, are you somebody or know somebody that always gotta be the center of attention type? Talks of himself all the time. Whoever, so someone that serves himself is somebody that's selfish, self-centered. Whoever manifests serving himself chiefly has little light from our organic kingdoms. But whoever serves the Creator by laboring for others with all his wisdom and strength is attended by the light of my organic kingdoms. Judge yourself, oh man, to know who and what angels attend you. Boy, you know the drill now. What's the drill? To labor for others with all our wisdom and strength. That's how we serve Creator. You shouldn't even be concerned about yourself. You shouldn't even be concerned about that. It's about everybody around you, that within your reach that you can touch, right? You're concerned about raising their spiritual grade, raising their light, raising their understanding. You shouldn't even be tripping off yourself about nothing. You good, right? Look what it says. Look what it says, right? If you self-centered, that person has little light from the organic kingdoms of the Creator. But if you serve Creator by laboring for others in righteousness with all your wisdom and strength, you're attended by the light of my organic kingdoms. The kingdoms are filled with angels, one time men and women. Judge yourself, oh man, to know who and what angels attend you. So now you got to be circumspect, right? Now you got to be cautious about what comes off your mouth and the behavior that follows. That's the only way to prove if either you are being inspired by the angels of the organic kingdom or angels of the inorganic kingdoms. In other words, angels of the Creator are those who are not down with the Creator's program. All you listen for is what's being said and witness the behavior behind it. That's all we listen for and look for. That's it. We observing, right? And based off the message and based off what? The behavior or the action, we got the right to judge, right? We can discern that what? Okay, yeah. You see how she moving right there? She's laboring for others with all her wisdom and strength. Yeah. She's attended. Whatever is inspiring her is from the light of the Creator's organic kingdoms. In other words, the angels of the Creator are inspiring, this sister to move like that. You did. You see how he moving over there? Huh? Self-centered. Look at me. This what I got. This what I do. This what me. Yeah, it's what for me. Not a little light. You know what I mean? That's a brother that's low in grade. All right. So now you can judge yourself. Now you can be wise about what you say and the actions you do. Because that is the only thing that proves. There's only one rule been given. That's the only thing that proves if you are attended by the angels of the Creator or angels of the declension, on the decline. All right? Easy money, right? Look at this. See, we make it make sense for you. Behold, one man will say to you, I have a band of wise and most ancient angels who attend me. We'll say a band, man. There are 1,000 of them. Another will say, I have very God to attend me. Do not judge them by their words, nor by the names professed. So I don't even trip off whatever name you're saying. I've heard them all. I've heard every last rendering of every last Hebrew dialect that men fight over and claim is the correct pronunciation of the one true name. I've heard all of it. It says, do not judge them by their words, nor by the names professed, but judge them by who? Or by what? By the work they accomplish. Nevertheless, hold your peace in regard to them. Also, in other words, you ain't got to be over there rebuking them in front of everybody and none of that. Observe. See? All we got to do is observe. We, based off what you're saying and what you're doing, we can either be like, yeah, the Creator's with that, but you know what I mean? The brothers being led by the light of the Creator's kingdom, or nah, that's just off. Yeah, that's just off. You know what I mean? But no, it said, hold your peace, keep silent, stay quiet. All right, you got to be on some. Those that sin rebuke before all. You got to do all that. Just observe. All right. I also get his rule to you in regard to the angels who attend mortals. That's for example. You know that a soldier is not permitted to go away from his regiment and pursue other employment. The soldier belongs to his regiment. He is one with the regiment. He moves with it. The affairs and business of the regiment are his affairs and business also. It is even so with my organic heavens. It is even so with my organic heavens. It is even so with my organic heavens. The way they are in the military. Dedicated all in. Ain't no, this is what we do right here. The affairs of this thing, the business of this thing, all of it. It is even so with my organic heavens, where Essenes become volunteers to accomplish what? Resurrection. All right? It's like you volunteer to go into the army and all that, the military. Our angels that volunteer to assist with the resurrection process. Look at this. Look at this. Don't worry, you got to go through that training one day too. And after that, they apply themselves not to isolated development, off in the corner by yourself doing it, but to affiliation for attaining to the higher kingdoms. There is no access to no higher kingdoms. You dig? If you're not being affiliative and uniting under Creator. You dig? And the whole purpose of uniting and coming together and forming, you know what I mean, the Creator's brotherhood for the purpose of attaining to the higher kingdoms. You ain't there by yourself and you're the center of attention. No. The only central sun in the sky is creator, player. And that's a metaphor. I'm not calling the damn sun the creator. I'm just giving a metaphor, an example. You dig? That's the brightest light in the sky, and that's what we all pay attention to. You understand? Not none of us. Look at this. It's right, verse 11. The least of my organic kingdoms contains 500 million with a B angels. That's 500 million. He said the least of my organized kingdoms, strip off that, contains 500 million angels. You ain't never seen 500 million people in your life. 500 million angels, and this is the least of the organized kingdoms of the creator. Strip off how organized and how much ingenuity you gotta display and have to have billions of angels on one accord, in unison, uniformed, again, one purpose. None self-centered. Just it's all about creator. What's the mission today? You see? The least of my organic kingdoms contains 500 million angels, and many of what? The least of his organic kingdoms contain 5 billion. Dang. All organized in uniformity on one accord. All trained up, educated, or going through the ranks and all that. But trip off how thorough you got to be to organize that many souls, that many bodies. Look at this. Look at this. You think it's a game. It ain't. The heavens are not haphazard. Look at this. These are composed of thousands of branches. Thousands, y'all. These are composed of thousands of branches suited to the various talents with all, so that all who enter find a delightful adaptation. When you were taught of old to say, may your kingdom come on earth as it is in heaven, it was instruction given to lead you in the method of my dominion. As to wandering spirits, they have not yet passed the inorganic first resurrection. Read this again. This is deep. This is deep. Read that 13 again. When you were taught of old to say, may your kingdom come on earth as it is in heaven. What's the reason? Why were you taught to say that? It was instruction given to lead you in the method of my dominions. It was instruction given to lead you in my methodology and how I run my kingdoms. That was something to show you how, the creator's kingdoms, the methodology and how these things are ran. Because if you're saying, may your kingdom come on earth as it is in heaven, that's to teach you and show you something. Because whatever heaven got going on, you supposed to be doing on earth. Right? So it makes sense it was instructions given to lead you in the method of what? My dominions. As to wandering spirits, they have not yet passed the inorganic first resurrection. But those who have enlisted, look at that, y'all, enlisted, like you go enlist in the army, enlisted in my organic kingdoms are called Essenes, while learning the rites and discipline, and are said to be in the first resurrection of the organized, organic heavens. And those who have become organic, organized workers are in the second resurrection. And this is a kingdom of heavens. And this is a kingdom of what? Heavens. Look at that. See clarity. Understand it too, man. Lots of understanding. Marvelous. Actually. This rule is also uniform in all my heavenly kingdoms. This rule is also uniform in all my heavenly kingdoms, that after entrance to the organic heavens, none of the angels returned as individuals to commune with mortals. except as mentioned further on, or except when specially commissioned by me or my lords. Who you been talking to? You've been calling your spiritual guide. Because if they were part of the organic heavens, they wouldn't be popping up as an individual. You've been talking to your spirit guide. Singular. After entrance to the organic heavens, none of the angels return as individuals to commune, talk with mortals. Only in rare occasion, right? Look at this. Look at this. Do not think that my discipline is less systematic than that of a mortal general's army, or that the heavens of your God are permitted to run at loose ends and without order or concert of action. He's like, look, get that out your mind. Get that out your mind. It's very disciplined. We're consistently disciplined around this deal. Very much order. Plenty of uniformity. Again, how is an army of how is standing armies? How are standing armies in this earth so disciplined? But you don't think that the heavens are disciplined even more? Be reasonable, old man. Weigh these things according to your own observation. You're supposed to be observed. Look, every last one of us is supposed to be scientists. You're supposed to observe things and record them. But a scientific fact is what can be recorded, and what is observable. What you can observe in action and record is a scientific fact. Other than that, it's a scientific theory. So in order, so he say, weigh these things according to your own observation. So you're gonna have to observe something in motion, right? And arrive at a judgment within your own self. It's according to your own observation and judgment. For there is not in all the heavens any wide departure from what you have in some form, a counterpart resemblance on earth. You heard that? Read that verse again. Be reasonable, O man. Weigh these things according to your own observation and judgment. For there is not in all the heavens, any wide departure from what you have in some form or counterpart resemblance on earth. But what you're doing on earth, you understand, is a resemblance of what's going on in the heavens. Oh, and you told them to find. If you get some understanding, y'all drop a 4,000 in the chat, land of the 4 tribes. Oh, you get some understanding today? Yeah, we ain't here to tiptoe through the schools. Mighty cutter. No, we right back there. Back for the whole thing. Y'all see we can slow roll. Right? That's it. Slow down, get your understanding. Stop at them stop signs, you know what I mean? Stop at the red lights. Observe it, take your time, get to understand. Be working. You know, give me some more words for it. Let me see what you can. Mic check, mic check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Pray this truth marvelous. Truly, truly marvelous. Man, I can't complain at all. I wouldn't give this information back for nothing in the world. Nah. I'm locked in. There's no way a reed like a waspy would have ever been able to skip across my plate. And me not take no type of notice or pay no type of attention to it. There ain't no way. I'll already be on the hunt. You know what I mean? So it's rare food skip across my plate that don't get ate. It's rare. There's no way. But this what got everybody shook. Y'all forget more eat some of these great fire, boy. Over here. Grapes all in my beard. Got grape juice in my beard. Hold on. Them deals is fire. All right, let's get into chapter 25 of the book of Judgment. Let's get into it. It says, God shows how and when the second resurrection manifests to mortals. God said, in the cities and country places, I have innumerable lords, apportioned the districts to the mortals and angels within them. Dang. Well, there's all types of angelic forces surrounding thou. I mean, sometimes we read, we'll read something, but we really won't process everything that was just said. You know what I mean? I'm sure about what was just said right there. You dig? Look what it say right there. It say, in the cities and country places, I have innumerable, ain't a number on them, innumerable lords apportioned to districts and to the mortals and angels within them. Dang, that's crazy. And my lords know the rates and grades of their people, their occupations, aspirations, labor, and behavior, private and public. Yeah, so you've been over there trying to get into your bestiality and lay with a yeti. No. The lords, and the Lord is just another rank of an angel. You know what I mean? That went through a certain education and training and rose to the rank of a lord. A lordess will be a woman, right? But a lord is lower than God. You know? But the Lord got rank over certain cities and countries, right? And it says the Lord know the race and grades of the people, know the work they do, the occupations, their aspirations, their desires, labor, work, and behavior, private and public. Now, behold, I've said to my lords, the era of dictation is past. Man has arrived at Cosmon. Declare the light of my heavens to man. But let man judge himself and labor to save himself, so that by this he may have honor and glory. See, so the heavens are declared. The heavens are made open in the book of Sky Earth Spirit. It is. Yeah, what you gonna be doing when you cross over, your education, your training, you know, man, you continue to advance. And what you need to do to get there. What you need to be doing now, how you need to be conducting yourself now as a mortal. You understand? To be received into these places of delight once you cross over and begin your resurrection process, become a more and more advanced ancestor, angel, spirit, whatever you're talking about. So yeah, the heavens have been declared. Some of y'all get there to be sending them out sometimes in the morning. Reality of the spirit world. It's out looking every morning is something, or every other morning is something different. Dang, that do say that. So for anybody that didn't like, well, I don't believe what y'all talking about. I mean, that's your prerogative. But when we say, well, show us a better system in order, or even give us some more detail, you ain't got it. And in the end, what sinks in is, you know what? I don't even know. Well, we know you don't know. It ain't in there. The heavens have been made plain now. And what you need to do to start your resurrection process and get there while being alive on this earth. And I further said to my Lords, man has prayed saying, your kingdom come on earth as it is in heaven. That's in the prayer, right? We just say it and you just learn it and it's on automatic. Do you know what you're saying, though? Well, yeah, brother, you know. That's like what they're doing in heaven. We're going to be doing on earth. But so what are they doing in heaven? Crickets. Really ain't got nothing for it. So you can make the correlation and say, okay, whatever they doing in heaven is what we're going to be doing on earth. All right, so what are they doing in heaven? What do you do for the first few years once you die and cross over? What is your training? What do you live in? What is your clothing? What is your food? You fly around like Cupid, or these naked babies wearing Huggies? Do you turn to a naked child with Huggies on, striking people with the love dart? What happens? You see, cricket. So if you don't got an answer, but then we say, well, look, this is what we've been reading. Check this out. You dig? At that point, you got every right to say, well, I ain't. You can be in disbelief all you want, but what's objective is you don't got an answer. You see, at least we got an answer. You don't got one. Man is prayed saying, your kingdom come on earth as it is in heaven. Now I get this to you, that where men abnegate self, deny self, right? And affiliate into a communal brotherhood after the manner of my heavenly kingdoms, you shall then affiliate my organic angels with such mortals and make them one with my second resurrections. Look at that. See, y'all, this is where it's headed to. I know you think you're going to be able to be up under capitalism for the rest of your life and, you know what I mean, be a CEO of a major Fortune 500 company and sit in boardrooms and continue to just let this thing run on capitalism. No, you're only a couple years out before the next Great Depression. They call it the Great Reset. The Great Reset 2.0. You're 5-6 years out from that. 1930s, Great Depression, 2030s. You don't know the cycles? You don't know the secrets of the times? You know? So the way you living now, you got to deny self. I mean, you got to be willing to sacrifice your self-desires. And you used to live in a certain way right now. You used to laying on ostrich feather pillows. And walking around in your Crocs. You see niggas with Crocs on. I was like, man, dang, he comfortable. I be seeing men with Crocs on. Take them damn things off. You gotta be willing. In other words, you gotta be willing to give up your comfort zone. You see, deny self, right? Affiliate, unite into a communal brotherhood, and the communal means it's a community. So it ain't no my billions of dollars; it's our billions of dollars to get accomplished what we got to get done through inspiration of the Creator. See, that's what it means to deny self. Like whatever it is you got going on, gotta be about establishing this kingdom on this earth. Right? That way of living is coming back. That's the only thing that's the only way we're gonna survive this thing. The only way we're gonna survive this thing is by being communal, being affiliative, and denying self. You gotta be willing to sacrifice, right? Time, resources, which include money, and self. Because you used to live in a certain way. You used to watching your fire stick and in your AC, and you know what I mean? You used to watching the basketball game and the football game. You used to a certain way. You're comfortable, right? But in order for us to survive what's coming, this onslaught that's coming, you're going to have to get uncomfortable. You're going to have to deny self. You're going to have to do what the Mexicans do. They deny self and put 50 people up in one crib. You dig? Until that thing get to growing and you look up and they still communal. They still live amongst each other and all that. They just expand. You see? It's power in affiliation. It's power in unity. It's power in numbers. You dig? It's just, we all got to be focused on one, the brightest star in the sky, which is the Creator. And that's a metaphor. I know stars are creation. I'm just saying that the brightest star or the brightest light in the sky is the sun, the central sun. And again, no, I'm not saying this physical sun is the Creator. I'm just giving an example. Like in order for all of us, you understand, to be on one accord and establish this kingdom, we all have to be focused on the highest ideal, which would be the Creator. Right? It's the same way, say you were trying to tune all these instruments to get on one accord. It's the same way. How do you tune all the, say it's 100 different instruments. How do you get all 100 on one accord? You see? All those instruments have to be tuned to the frequency of one, say it's violins, the one violin, every last one of them. You dig? It can't be okay with that one got tuned to that violin, and then now this violin is tuning that one to him, and then that one, no, it don't work like that. All got to be focused on one ideal or the Creator, right? Just like if you was making a whole bunch of instruments get on one accord, you gotta what? You gotta tune one up first, and then tune the rest of them to that one. That's the only way it's gonna work. That's the only way it's gonna work. All right. Look at this. Look at this. It said right here, you shall then affiliate. It said, now I give this to you, that where men abnegate self and affiliate to a communal brotherhood after the manner of my heavenly king. So the heavenly kingdoms are a communal brotherhood. It's not capitalism. It's not a republic. It's not a democracy. It ain't none of that. It's a communal brotherhood, community. After the manner of my heavenly kingdoms, you shall then affiliate my organic angels with such mortals and make them what? One with my second resurrections. And you shall surround such communal brotherhoods with the light of my kingdoms, controlling the angelic intercourse with mortals, so that drudges and vampire spirits cannot molest them or attack them. See that? So when we step out on faith and decide to start establishing, you know what I mean, just as a community, you start with us. You know what I mean? And we can show other brothers and sisters in different parts of how to do the same thing and just follow the same blueprint. But what us doing is we get surrounded by the light of the kingdom or the kingdoms and high-raised angels. You see, and notice you still got these dark spirits out here, these drudges and vampire spirits. Oh, wait. Look at this. Look at this. And these brotherhoods shall be taught to not question the spirits and oracles on personal matters. You want to talk to the spirits about winning the Powerball. But for light and truth as to what will contribute to improving, ameliorating the condition of man. So if you're gonna talk in the spirit, you need to be talking about light. You need to be talking about the Creator giving you light so you can improve the condition of the next man, woman, and child. Give you light so you can have understanding about the higher and lower heavens. You know what I mean? Be with me so I can do the most good to someone today. Give me light on how to pull my brother out of poverty. Give me light on how to, heal my moms from this. Like that's what we need to be talking about. Give me light on how to establish and build your kingdom on this earth, Creator. Right? Not about you winning the Powerball or getting your dream house or finding your knight in shining armor. No, we're not conversing spiritually with the angels of the Creator for personal matters. No, you're gonna open up your mouth and get to communicating when we need to be talking about, receiving light so we can improve the conditions of man. Receiving light so we can, reverse poverty and homelessness and crime. Give us light so we can start establishing your kingdom on this earth. You see? There's nothing selfish or self-centered. Nothing at all. And as to light and truth regarding the higher and lower heavens, and as to attaining spiritual gifts and great wisdom. You can talk about all that. Higher and lower heavens, spiritual gifts, great wisdom. Look at this. See? And these mortals shall have times and places for worshipful matters. And these times shall be in concert on one accord with my Lord of that district. So what we doing on earth is what they doing in the heavens. The Lord is an angel. God is an angel. Lord is a title that an angel has. And lords are obviously over cities and over brotherhoods and all that. You know what I mean? So it's saying that the times of worship, of Creator goes down at the same time with angels and with mortals. If you understand that, drop a 3,000 in the chat. And the light of his throne shall be given to such a brotherhood. The members of such a brotherhood shall not desire what? A leader. Yes, no, none of us are your fancy decorated generals, captains, or none of that. All right? These are the brotherhoods that are surrounded by the high-raised angelic forces. Y'all see that? I think it's a game. Look what this said right here. The members, it's right here. The members of such a brotherhood shall not desire a leader, neither will any one of them desire to be a leader. For if one should so desire, he would not be of the Godhead, but of himself. Ooh. Yeah. I'm just your brother. Yeah, I ain't. That's the leader right there. No, the hell I ain't. No, I'm not. You know what I mean? Don't get slapped across your giles. Don't put that on me. No. Trick no good, player. Nah. No, I'm not your leader. Not at all. Man is to labor and save himself. Raise himself up. You know what I mean? Stop being a scumbag all your life and do something good for once in your life. Understand? Good night. Moreover, none of the members of such a brotherhood shall go off of his own accord to minister as an individual to the inhabitants of Uz, which is the world. But each and all in the brotherhood shall concentrate their profits and force to one focus and objective. Flat out, there shouldn't even be no individual endeavors we got going on in Creative Gang at all. You dig? It's about what we got to get done. Deshaun LaFay got to get this website up by tomorrow. Bing, bing, bang. We bring all our time, efforts, ingenuity, and resources together to get her website up. You see, Cosmo and Cal need this done so he can go ahead and get this cracking for this endeavor up here in Detroit so we can get this land going. We all doing that. It ain't just him. Right? You dig? What's up? C-Lot need us to promote his show and promote his product. You know what I mean? That way we can push more. That way we can push more numbers out there. We all do that. We all do that. Everything that any of us got going on, it should be tackled as a group, as a family. You shouldn't have the burden of trying to handle all this by yourself. Why? You got a whole family with you. Got a whole family with you. You got a whole family with you. That's what I'm saying. We got to get you used to doing that, being affiliative, using our reasons power and all that. We pop up as a gang. You look up and, bro, you know, maybe, you know, we look up and, you know, one of us may get invited somewhere, but we you know, we roll through, we mob deep. Because even if it's just one of us giving a presentation, look, we all put it together. Hey, bro, put that in there. Put that in there. Okay, trim that right there. Throw these definitions. Bing, bing, bang. Bro got a presentation. He about to blow it out the water. And we show up deep. Hundreds deep. Uniformed out in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Dang, CGG in the building, man. What's going on? Now, whatever we set out to do as a collective is powerful. You can't even stop it. But see, that's how the angels in the heavens roll out. You see? But each and all in the brotherhood shall concentrate their profits and force to one focus and objective. So let's start doing this, y'all. No matter what you got going on, it's what we got going on. Your business is our business. My business is our business. You see what I'm saying? That's how it works. You dig? Ron Joe need help setting up this podcast or something. All right, bro, shit. What can I do to help you out? Matter of fact, I can do this. Bro and them can do this. Sis and them can do that. And we all moving. We all moving, and we got one objective. And that's to make sure Brian's podcast get put up. You see? Look at this. Look at this. What's the use of having all these guns and you don't use them? You got this big old family over here, and you over here just struggling by yourself. What's the purpose of a brotherhood? So none suffer. None are poor. None are rich. You did? But we use the resources we got to go ahead and get done with our business, because there is no you. There is no me. It's only us. It's only us. It is. My organic heavens are also like this. All the members of each heaven being as a unit with the whole. They do not waste their strength and time in isolated endeavors. Look at that. Look at that. You don't waste no time being by yourself trying to get something done. We have a whole family over here. Whole gang. Are we moving like this? And if we're not, I challenge us to do so. Nobody be over here struggling and all that. And you know what I mean? You're isolated, going through your own isolated endeavor. How in the hell is that possible when we got all these bodies over here? All these skills. All these resources. The hell you mean you over there about to... No, let's go ahead and make that happen. You got a deadline. We about to go ahead and break the deadline. Easy money. They do not waste their strength and time in isolated endeavors. So if a prophet foolishly boasts to you as to having some high-raised angel with a loud-sounding name as his special guardian and guide, you will know that prophet is in the hands of drudges, demons, who have not entered my heavenly kingdom. Good night. Why? Because the angels who have entered the organic kingdoms of the Creator, they don't show up as individuals. See, that just exposed damn near every psychic, every medium, every guru. Because all claim they got their little special guardian hollering at them. All claim they got, A special spirit guide, and you know, yeah, right. But it say right here that if a prophet foolishly boasts to you as to having some high-raised angel with a loud-sounding name as a special guardian and guide, you will know that prophet is in the hands of the Drujas, demons, who have not entered my heavenly kingdom. Good night, boy. All you mealy-mouthed misfortunates that's been predicting the end of the world, and you know, I had a special angel come talk to me, and the nigga name was Morani. The angels don't show up as individuals. Mm-mm. 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 I remember a Negro walked up on me, limped up on me with a broke hip, gray teeth, a stretched out polo shirt because his collar was yanked down. I remember this Negro walked up, eased up on me. This nigga limped and eased up on me and told me he was Michael the Archangel. Boy, I try to tell you, it took every ounce of dignity in me not to roast this Negro. It took every ounce of dignity that I had in me. He did, yeah, but he got told by himself. He like, bro, what the hell is you doing talking to me? What Michael supposed to be doing if he's showing up? According to the Bible, Michael supposed to be kicking ass and taking names. What the hell is you talking to me for? With your gray teeth, broke hip, and your stretched out polo on. Like it looked like his Gale just yanked him by the collar and kicked him in his rear end and put him out the car. You know what I mean? It was crazy. Look at this right here. Nor has it ever happened on the earth with any individual man raised up by me or my lords for a specific work like Moses, like Caillou, like Sakiah, or any other, that they knew of or boasted of any special angel over them. But all of them experienced the light, which was as a pillar of fire. You see that? The real ones ain't boasting about none of that. Real ones ain't boasting. Mm-hmm. The real ones ain't boasting at all, man. Look at this. Even such is the manifestation of the second resurrection through my Lord and his holy council. And the manifestations are not like those of a mere magician, but the accomplishment of something that embraces nations, empires, and mighty peoples. Look at this. We talking about building the kingdom now, right? For this reason, oh man, I declare to you that the Father's kingdom is now being founded on earth, and the mortal manifestation of it is near at hand. But it shall not come in this era as in the past through any one great leader forth, but it shall appear as a spontaneous light, baby. What is we talking about here? And it ain't about a single leader, not in this era. Not in this era. You shouldn't even be positioning yourself to be like the known as the one that did all this. And watch out, man. That's dangerous. The only central sun, the brightest star in the sky, what you would call the sun today, right? The brightest star in the sky, what you call the sun, right? That's what we all focus on, especially when that sucker be out and it's beaming. Yeah. You focus on that, right? And what I'm saying is, metaphorically speaking, unless we all focus on Creator and not ourselves, you got to abnegate self, right? You got to deny self. Then whatever makeshift kingdom you think you finna put some tiny houses on is going to fail. You know what I mean? At breakneck speed. But it shall not come in this era as in the past through any one great leader forth, but it shall appear as a spontaneous light permeating the soul of thousands. And they shall come forth, establishing Jehovah in truth and fullness. You see, that the light of the Creator is about to crack the skull of thousands of brothers and sisters. And it's already started. because the gang been shouting it from wherever. We've been strategically bombing everywhere. And what's happening? Even our enemies saying creator now. The light is permeating, penetrating the soul of thousands. And they shall come forth, establishing, creating truth and fullness. Good night, boy. Good night, boy. And look, most of us didn't even know each other. It's like we looked up and all of us was just like creator. Thing. Like, this stuff is happening. It'll make you catch chills sometimes. Like, whoa! I ain't even know these brothers and sisters like that. And I'm like, dang. You know what I mean? And it's just like out of everywhere, creator this, creator that. That's because the light of the creator has cracked the skulls and mind, even of the jaw jackers and naysayers, man. You can't stop the march of the creator's light, ever. And look, and it's not a if, it's only a when. In the end, all y'all gonna be over this way. Watch. And smiling like, look, yeah, what we trying to tell you? You know, back when you was being just rambunctious, rebellious, we was trying to tell you what it is, man. Relax, breathe. Now, therefore, man, consider the judgment of your God against all those who are called the best men. You know, your kings, your queens, you know, your popes, and your bankers, and, you know, your brokers, and your, you know, your Elon Musks, and your, stay out that one boy, Bill Gates, and, consider this. Now, therefore, man, consider the judgment of your God against all those who are called the best of men, the wisest of men, the greatest of kings, queens, or popes. For none of these who you look up to, some of you have been snotting and crying, lip fumbling over the Pope, bowing to him. For none of these, the greatest of people, the greatest of men that are deemed by the world as the most successful and the greatest, for none of these have even passed the first resurrection in their own practice. Them niggas is still right here. The last pope is still right here. The whore queen of England is still right here. Huh? The wisest of men, y'all, and when it comes down to what it is spiritually, y'all are below the grades. They wandering spirits. They in kindergarten when it comes to these spiritual matters. You dig? And these are the people who are magnified and lifted up and, you dig, looked at as the big muckety muck. That said, for none of these have even passed the first resurrection in their own practice. They ain't raised up past their nostrils. They are wandering spirits in this earth. Huh? Good night. Man, if you got some understanding today, y'all drop a 12,000. Ain't nothing but regular word. Oh, what's up, baby? Light. Hate this stuff. Wow. I ain't with the other guys. All praise to the creator, the God maker, the maker of suns, moons, and stars. Always was, is, and never shall be. Mighty and great spirit, mighty and great I am, man. She look rough. CGG, still cooking. Creator gang. Gang is an acronym for y'all. Acting like we fucking. Gang is an acronym. GANG. Gods and Iranian goddess. So God is again who you become, not his worship. Reserve all your worship for the maker of God. Jesus got a daddy, right? So that's what we talking about. When they asked him how to pray, he said, "Our Father." That's what he said. All right, we talking about the maker of God, the creator of God maker. The maker of sons and daughters, always with us, he shall be the mighty and great spirit, the mighty and great I am, who's not in the form and figure of any man, woman, angel, or animal, whose magnitude is incomprehensible and whose presence is everywhere. Everywhere. Breathe in, let the light in, like my brother Cosmo and Carol always said. Yeah, what some understanding I had, y'all already know. Love all y'all. You know, continue to pray for yourself, continue to pray for others. This brother been moving around a lot lately, so continue to be living up. Pray his true mind. Wait. Act up in a couple days. Judgment part 11. Chapter 26 and keep reading. As you see, we done turn this into a series. Judgment. Shout out to my homie. Shout out to my homeboy Jay Spence on Facebook. What's the word, hood? How you feel? My love and life to the fan, bro. My love and life to the fan, brother. I'm just seeing you in the chat. I see y'all in the building. Okay. Yeah, I'm about to get up out of here, though. Gotta go beat my feet real quick. And once again, like I say, man, praise true. Marvelous. I pray everybody got some understanding. You feel me? Y'all know how it is with CGG, man. Credit gang, still cooking. God is who you become, not who you worship. When we say gods and divine goddesses, we're talking about what you brothers and sisters eventually become. But you never receive prayers, praise, and all that. Mortals are nothing but the younger brothers and sisters of all spirits that are dead. That's it. Spirits that are dead. Why? Because they were one time living. I mean, easy money. Let me show y'all this real quick. We're gonna get out of here. We're gonna get out of here. You know what I'm talking about? Alright, bang. Let's ride out to some Credit Gang music, man. Top Bronze, yo. Wait.
Jehovah is as near this day as in the time of the ancients. Put yourself in order, becoming one with him. And no book is so easily read as his created universe. Inspiration comes less by books than by what Jehovah wrote. His worlds read him and his works. Frame your speech and your thoughts for him. He will answer you in your own behavior and in the happiness of your soul. Great wisdom cannot be attained in a day, nor purity and strength to overcome temptation, till the growth is from the foundation. The fool will say, the sacred books are no more than man of his own knowledge could write. Yet he has not wisely imitated the power of the words of your God. Let him do this well, and behold, he will also declare my words are from me. Yes, he will recognize them wherever found. It is the will and wish of your God that all men become constitutionally capable of receiving and comprehending the highest life, and that they shall no longer depend upon any priest church, oracle, holy book, or upon consulting the spirits, and that their behavior may make the earth a place of peace, with long life to all people, for the glory of Jehovah. To his Etherian gods and goddesses, Jehovah said, as you have founded arcs of light in my Etherian heavens, to determine the travel of my corporeal worlds, so shall my God of the earth inspire mortals to build lighthouses for man's ships that travel on the oceans, and those who travel in the ships. And those on the land shall know when a ship nears the port, even as you see my traveling earth approaching the place of Cosmo. For this shall be an illustration to mortals, that I have appointed cycles of times and dawns of times, with gods and goddesses to superintend my creations in tenderness and love, lest by chance man becomes despondent, saying, alas, Jehovah did not provide in wisdom commensurate with the magnificence of his creations. Behold, the time draws near when the nations of the earth shall cross around the whole earth in ships, crossing the seas and oceans to all the places I created.
That deal hit hard, boy. I might listen to that one more time. How about run that back?
Jehovah is as near this day as in the time of the ancients. Put yourself in order, becoming one with him. And no book is so easily read as his created universe. Inspiration comes less by books than by what Jehovah wrote. His worlds read him and his works. Frame your speech and your thoughts for him. He will answer you in your own behavior and in the happiness of your soul. Great wisdom cannot be attained in a day, nor purity and strength to overcome temptation, till the growth is from the foundation. The fool will say, the sacred books are no more than man of his own knowledge could write. Yet he has not wisely imitated the power of the words of your God. Let him do this well, and behold, he will also declare my words are from me. Yes, he will recognize them wherever found. It is the will and wish of your God that all men become constitutionally capable of receiving and comprehending the highest life, and that they shall no longer depend upon any priest, church, oracle, holy book, or upon consulting the spirits, and that their behavior may make the earth a place of peace, with long life to all people, for the glory of Jehovah.
Boy, he hailed that glory, boy.
To his Etherian gods and goddesses, Jehovah said, as you have founded arcs of light in my Etherian heavens, to determine the travel of my corporeal worlds, so shall my God of the earth inspire mortals to build lighthouses for man's ships that travel on the oceans, and those who travel in the ships. And those on the land shall know when a ship nears the port, even as you see my traveling earth approaching the place of Cosmo. For this shall be an illustration to mortals, that I have appointed cycles of times and dawns of times, with gods and goddesses to superintend my creations in tenderness and love. Lest by chance man becomes despondent, saying, alas, Jehovah did not provide in wisdom commensurate with the magnificence of his creations. Behold, the time draws near when the nations of the earth shall course around the whole earth in ships, crossing the seas and oceans to all the places I created.